It is a total circus out there. Jack Teixeira has been arrested for totally leaking the totally inaccurate documents out there. We're on one hand supposed to believe that this guy just violated national security by leaking these documents. Total breach of national security. Super, super crazy. And we're not supposed to believe those documents whatsoever. Because there's some true bombshells in the documents that have come out of the Pentagon here. We have several hundred pages of documents that have been released. There's all sorts of stuff on the military assets over in Eastern Europe, but we're going to focus in on a couple bombshells that are going to have some pretty big political repercussions. But so we did just see that Jack Teixeira was arrested by an 11-person military squad, fully decked out in kit, 4 helicopters, and he was chilling on his back porch reading a book in his shorts. So, you know, a super dangerous dude that definitely needed his door kicked in, machine guns waved around everywhere, and helicopters pursuing. Absolutely a clown show out there, folks. We're seeing very clearly that the amount of force that the police are supposed to use on people is on a wokeness scale, right? How dangerous are they to the political narrative? And that is how many armed soldiers are going to arrive. Whereas, I mean, if you're doing stuff that's okay with the political narrative, but you're just like really harming lots and lots of people, you know, committing murder, carjacking, you know, shooting up other rival gangs and stuff like that. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. We're not going to do anything to you. We definitely don't want to, you know, pin you to the ground uncomfortably. But, you know, if you ran for the wrong political party as president, I mean, we're going to send the troops out for you. We're going to get you wherever you are if you are of the wrong persuasion out there. So let's look at some of these bombshells that are out here. First, we have confirmation now from these documents, which we're told are totally horrible that they were leaked because they're jeopardizing national security, but then we're going to pretend like they're not true, okay? Friends, I believe that these are true, and that's why they're freaking out. The fact that they have special operations soldiers from NATO not only in the country but operating. We have the UK with 50 special operations soldiers in Eastern Europe, the Eastern European country. Latvia has 17, France has 15, US has 14, and the Netherlands has 1. From what we can tell, these special operations soldiers are at times taking direct action or are directing munitions and such and helping select targets. More to come on that for sure. Because one of the targets that was selected and hit by Eastern European allies of the United States was deep in Belarus. Belarus is technically a non-combatant in the conflict over in Eastern Europe, but they have said if we are attacked, we will respond and we will join the war, and they have their troops ready and mobilized to do that. Now, I'm not saying that they're not participating in the war there, because they are, but so is Poland, and apparently so is the UK. But Belarus has stayed just inside the plausible deniability line. However, earlier this year, there was a Russian radar aircraft sitting on the tarmac in Belarus that spontaneously combusted. And by spontaneously combusted, I mean it exploded because it was blown up. Now, Western allies all said, oh, well, that was just separatists. That was militia inside Belarus. Turns out that's not exactly true. We kind of speculated, I speculated that before, that it didn't really matter whether these were technically Belarusian separatists or whatever. They were being equipped and trained by Western military, and that turns out to be mostly true because they were technically actually Ukrainian soldiers that entered into Belarus and attacked the target. So, yeah, apparently it was an operation of the Ukrainian military. That is a little different than what we heard in the media. We were told the United States politicians and media stood up and raised their right hand and said, "We solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth." And it was definitely not the Ukrainian military. Turns out it was. And since these are United States documents being leaked here, the United States military knew. The United States politicians knew. And they looked you right in the eye and said, "That's not true." And they just lied. They absolutely lied to you. Caught red-handed. And is this an act of war against Belarus? Now, I'm gonna get right on the other side now, okay? We're gonna sidle up on the other side and say, well, it was a Russian warplane on the tarmac. The tarmac wasn't targeted. It wasn't the control tower that was targeted. It wasn't a bunker that was targeted. It was a military asset that was staging to conduct a war operation. So, I mean, I can kind of see why that would be considered a legitimate target, but clearly this is not it's very controversial. That's what I'm trying to say. Extremely controversial and very sensitive because Belarus is standing right on the edge of the cliff getting ready to jump off. And this is kind of a firm shove to kind of like, yeah, just go ahead and go jump in. The fact that the agents in Belarus, they disobeyed orders and is what we're being told. But that's not true. This was actually ordered by the highest up in Eastern Europe. So that is big news out there, that this attack on Belarus was an intentional targeting attack within Belarus. So what are we supposed to do with all these documents out there? Are we supposed to believe them? Are we supposed to not believe them? I know it's just like the Hunter Biden laptop. You know, we should charge this person with a crime for leaking this laptop, but we shouldn't believe what's on the laptop. We're going to charge this person with a crime for leaking these documents, but we shouldn't actually believe those documents because, you know, a bunch of them are fake. Sure they are. Sure they are. Folks, just remember once again, if you ever just start going, well, maybe the politicians are telling the truth to us. Maybe we should believe them. Maybe the media that all gets on the bandwagon and starts repeating endlessly, this is the truth, this is the truth, and they start repeating each other, they start using the same phrases. It's not suspicious at all, is it? Friends, they know the truth far more than they share the truth. Oftentimes, they know what is true, and they choose to lie to you. They are not your friends. They are not anybody's friends. They have an agenda that they are pushing, and truth is just an inconvenient thing to them. It gets in the way, and when it gets in the way, they will label things misinformation even though they know they are factually true. We've seen that at Twitter. We've seen that admitted out there, and we're seeing it again here. When it comes to what's happening in Eastern Europe, truth doesn't matter at all. They will whitewash anything. They will say anything in order to promote their propaganda purposes out there. All right, folks, keep on going. These are the same people telling you that there won't be any food shortages. These are the same people that are telling you that that you got to get on board with all the woke stuff happening out there, that there is no turning back. Friends, we need to keep working in the hopes that there is a turning back. And if there isn't, be prepared for what is coming. All right, folks, if you found this video to be useful, helpful, you might want to check out another video from me right over here. If you want to find out more ways to get more prepared, you want to sign up for the Poplar Report newsletter. If you didn't get it last Saturday, you're going to want to click that link again and put your information in again. People get unsubscribed all the time. It's just really annoying. If you get subscribed more than once, you can't really do that because the list kind of scrubs itself. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.